the way up. Okay. We didn't collect yesterday, so we have 13 eggs. Gentle, thank you. The girls are doing great laying as we're entering into spring, so we're pretty happy. We have 9 ladies right now. Oh, is he warm? We have 9 ladies right now, and they're doing great. Let's take a spring tour of our new garden space. So just an update, we have moved everything up here to the front. Of our 14-acre homestead, we are selling 10.7 of those acres, which means we're keeping 3.3, which means we have been working hard, and when I say we, I mean my husband, have been working hard to move the entire garden space up here to the front. So it is March 20th or 21st, and I'm going to give you the first days of spring garden update. So come on, let's take a little tour. And before we jump in, just so that you guys know, if you're new around here, I am in Coastal Georgia. We are in zone 9A, so I don't actually know if we've passed our last frost. A lot of people down here say wait until Easter, but you know, I'm more of like trial and error kind of gal. Like, let's throw some seeds in and see what happens, especially if they're just seeds that you buy for like $3 at the store. What's the harm? If it works out, it's gonna be great. And if it doesn't, then you know what? I'll plant some more seeds once it's warmer. But we have such a hot, brutal summer here that a lot of our plants struggled last year. Mostly because we were way in the back, and if you remember, we didn't have like a hose or irrigation back there, so our water source was our hand pump shallow well. And as our family grew with the baby, it was a lot harder, and as our garden grew, it was a lot harder to hey Baba, thank you. It was a lot harder to water the garden with as much water as it needed for how hot it got. So this year I'm really looking forward to having the hose up here to water. We're already seeing that work out. But the other reason why I wanted to get a jump start, just in case everything does take and we don't get any kind of freeze, then we'll have a head start on those really hot temperatures. I'm kind of hoping for an early harvest instead of like a late summer harvest. I want an early summer harvest, and then I can grow a couple other things that you know, maybe would just be extra. So anyway, let's check out the spring garden. All right, this is a work in progress, and if you hear the background noise, the power company is right over there because my in-laws are actually building a house right over there in that big cleared section. So stay tuned for more updates on that as we build like a family little compound. We're really excited. Even though we're lessening our acreage, we're really excited to have them have a piece of that as well. So actually we will have 3.3 acres and then sell them 1 acre. So we will end up having 2.3 acres in just a couple short weeks when everything does go through. Anyway, I'm gonna flip you back around, but if you hear the background noise, that's the power company getting power up here because again, this is modern homestead life. Like, we still have power. We still have health insurance. We still get to send our kids to school. Oh, there's my son who needs to go to school because he keeps ripping up my seeds and my plants. It's really fun. Love you for that. Hi. Hi, sir. What are you doing? All right, so this is our work in progress garden spot, and we are actually thinking of expanding it out this way too. And so before I go in and tell you guys exactly what we've planted, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of the lay of the land. So we've got bunnies, bunny hutch, chicken coop, and then the fenced in area for the chickens. And then we've got our little orchard right here, and you probably can't see it, and I'll get you closer, but we've got a tangelo tree, a peach tree, a pear tree, another peach tree, and an orange tree. So it kind of makes a triangle right there. And that's where our orchard is. And then as you come this way, then you step into like the main garden space, kind of our raised bed garden. So this first circular garden, we have carrot seeds, purple cabbage and green cabbage, and marigolds. So you'll see this a lot throughout my garden. No, nothing's wrong. I have a 1-year-old son who just really thinks these flowers are beautiful and wants to pull them straight up. Like he literally rips them straight up, and that's really fun for him. So good thing marigolds are cheap. Okay, so on this next long oval bed, we have our strawberries. So we got these last year, last January, and they are doing really, really well. I have a couple marigolds throughout. But yeah, the strawberries are coming in great, and these are the Sweet Charlie variety. And this was just extra fencing that we had left over. So I just kind of put it over there for right now so that the ducks don't get it. And maybe to deter the birds a little bit. In this Savannah bed, and by the way, I'll link all of our garden beds and supplies down below in the description box. So first time growing garlic, we'll see how it does. It's starting to yellow down at the bottom, which is one of the signs showing that it's getting close to being ready to harvest. So I don't have any like curly scapes coming out the top yet, but I did read that it'll, you know, once these lower ones start to die off, it might even like fall all the way over, and that's definitely a sign that it's ready to be harvested. So we'll see about that. In this next bed, this used to be our herb bed, and this year I did pollinator patch. So it was just a mix of seeds, and they are coming in nicely. And then I still have rosemary from last season, and I cut my lavender way back, and it's starting to come back. My sweet husband went and got me 2 more blueberry bushes. So these are yet to be put in the ground, but these actually have tons of blueberries on them already. All right, and then we stopped the landscape fabric here, and we did another wildflower pollinator patch. There's some zinnias in there, and I just sprinkled these seeds. So we'll see how they do. So far they're coming up nicely. And then we do have a watermelon. So again, this doesn't have the landscape fabric, so that way that watermelon can really spread out and crawl out however it wants to. All right, and then we have our raised bed borders. Now I have some videos on how we did these, but basically these are from Lowe's or Home Depot. They're like $3, and then you buy your boards and they just slide right in. So it makes it super easy. Now this is not a traditional raised bed because we don't have it filled, right? We use them as borders, and we are eventually going to mulch or gravel over the whole space, but as we get started, we're not doing that quite yet. Right in the middle, we have our compost bin, compost tumbler, which is full of pollen right now. It needs a good hose. This whole row here is blueberries, and then this row starts here with blackberries, and it goes all the way down and ends with some more blueberries. And as we come over here, we've got another ollie garden bed, and this has a variety of things in it, so I'm really trying to interplant this year. I've got rosemary here, marigolds, cherry tomatoes, more thyme, basil, and then I direct sowed some zucchini. So I have one zucchini that has already come up and then a few other seeds in the ground. So we will see how they do. And last but not least, I have my potato bed. So here's how you can see how the wooden boards and bricks kind of work as an actual raised bed. So we did fill this one. So this one's with two boards, and this is my potatoes, seed potatoes. I did gold potatoes, purple potatoes, or red potatoes. I can't really remember. And then on this side, I only have dill, but I'm going to do nasturtiums and hopefully the trailing variety that will hang over the side. And then this has kind of become my makeshift potting station. Really cute, I know, but Cooper likes to get over here and play. I was working on this yesterday. Marigold, lavender. I'm trying to plant more things together that repel bugs. Because if you're down here in South Georgia like we are, then you know the gnats and mosquitoes are just a real treat. So lavender, sage, rosemary, marigolds, any of those things really are gonna help to repel mosquitoes. I have some citronella over there, some catnip, so I'm really trying to branch out with different herbs that are going to help repel not only, you know, aphids and those kind of insects in the garden, but just like help us to have a more enjoyable time while gardening out here this spring and summer. So anyway, we did get some cantaloupe. Cantaloupe starts from Southern Hardware, and we are working on establishing that patch. So we're gonna do cantaloupe patch, and of course sweet potatoes, and then I really just want like tons of zinnias. Like I cannot express to you how much I want just a huge flower patch. So those are all things we're working towards, and we are gonna do a cattle panel arch trellis. It has been on my list since we started a garden, so stay tuned for that video coming soon. Anyway, that is the spring garden update. I hope that you subscribe and stay tuned for all the things that we're growing here on Grace Grown Farm. We are going to continue to expand our farm and homestead here, so we hope that you follow along.